Good evening, my dear brothers, sisters, friends. Today is February 17th, 2012. We are having our weekly meditation session. How are you today? I hope the Sangha enjoy the meditation time together. In our practice, we have the term called Sangha. Sangha means the community that practice together and live in harmony. The Sangha always give us a lot of support and energy in the practice. If you practice home alone, you may be lazy and sometimes you skip your session because of many things distract us. But when you come as a community and the community gives you a lot of energy and support. For instance, today we are together and we sit together with the monastics. And usually maybe at home we already stand up and walk away. Maybe we are too pain, too hurt, or we feel uncomfortable. We may stand up and give up. But when we sit with the Sangha, with the community, and no matter what, we have 45 minutes sitting together, and we need to stand up and learn how to walk slowly. And the Sangha will guide us, and we have to follow the Sangha. So the spiritual that we practice as a community, as a Sangha, is very needed. When people are taking refuge in the Buddha, in the Dharma, and in the Sangha, Buddha is the teacher. The Buddha is the fully enlightened one. And the Buddha represents for the teacher. So when we take refuge in the Buddha, that means we officially make the vow to follow the teacher. And the teacher will become the role model for us to look up and practice. The Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha. Because the teachings mean the method, the discipline. As we all know that in this society, we have a lot of methods, a lot of way. But some of the way will guide us to the suffer, to the dark. And some of the ways can bring us to the light, to the truth, to the beautiful. So in our practice, we must be very careful to choose the right way. So the Dharma means the teachings, very important. Some people will question why we need to take refuge in the Dharma. The Dharma means the beautiful path, the beautiful way. The Dharma means the teachings has the capacity to guide us to moving forward, to guide us to the right, to the light, to the bright. But some of the other way will bring us to the lower, to the darkness. So the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are very important. So that is the reason why when we prostrate, we bow 3 times, symbolized for the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Every week, when you come to the Friday session, you learn how to sit properly. You learn how to breathe properly. You learn how to walk properly. That means you are following the Dharma. Dharma, not only Dharma talk, not only Thầy is coming up and give a lecture, but you follow, you apply your practice in your daily life. That means you are taking refuge in the Dharma in every minute of your daily life. So it is the reality practice. It's not only a ceremony. It's not only the philosophy that I already took refuge in the Dharma. But how can we turn back? We return. Taking refuge means we return and reflect and make the Dharma become alive. Make the Dharma become possible in our daily life. Taking refuge in the Dharma. Before we did not have this kind of reflecting. If someone touch us and we have the habit that we need to react. And a lot of time that the fast react give us the very bad result. So the Dharma will help us to stop and reflect on our conversation, on our language that we are going to use. You can see that we have the two, like a stupa, right? Those many lights. And in each of that light, there's a Buddha in there. And that Buddha named Medicine Buddha. In front of you, you have the text called Medicine Sutra. And in Mahayana Buddhist tradition, every year, at the beginning of the year, we start to light the candle to offer to the Medicine Buddha. We chant the Medicine Sutra. We pay respect to the Medicine Buddha. Why we need to light up? Medicine is the prescription. Medicine is the method, is the way, is the instruction to heal our suffer. So we light up the candle with the Medicine Buddha. It means we are lighting up the path, the way for us. We need to reflect back. In the past year, how have we lived? How is our life? And if it's not well enough, and we may need to make the vow. Vow means it's come from our heart. We cultivate because we really want this to be happen. We really want happiness to be real, to be true in our daily life, in our coming year. So that is the reason why we call that Buddha Medicine Buddha. Because when we heard the word medicine, we know it's something healing, it's something related to healing our illness. We have a lot of illness in our daily life, in ourselves. Hate, greed, ignorance, many, many things. Jealousy, proud, a lot of negatives. And if we are not sick, we are not looking for the prescription. If we are not sick, we are not looking for the treatment. And because we are deeply sick, not only physical, but also our mentally, we are looking for the way, the path. You can look at the young monks and you will question, they are so young. Are they suffer something about life? That's why they try to hide themselves in the door of a monastery. It's not right. Because they love this life dearly. That's why they have choose the right way, the right path. They have choose the right Dharma to live a life of a monastic, so they can find the true way to help themselves, and they're willing to share how to heal their suffer, how to heal their illness. So the word medicine is the Dharma. But of course, there are a lot of medicines. It's not fit for our body. is not appropriate for our sickness. So we need to choose the right one. That's why the light symbolizes for your right view. The light symbolizes for your right understanding. If you understand right, you will practice right. You will say something right. And you will do your right effort. So if you can start your first step right, your next step will be right and your result will be right. It's very important at the very beginning, the very first step. So it is important that when we start the practice, we need a teacher. We need the Buddha. The Buddha symbolizes for the teacher. In monastic rules, there is a sentence say, you should respect your teacher like you respect the Buddha. Doesn't mean that we try to bring the teacher come to the very high position, but that is a deep meaning. Because you do not respect your teacher. We respect the Buddha as the teacher. You respect your teacher as the Buddha. And in each of us, we are the teacher too. We are the teacher of ourselves. In Mahayana tradition, every day after the chanting, there is a chanting say, coming back to take refuge in the Buddha within myself. Tự quy y Phật. You are taking refuge within yourself. Because in you there is a teacher, there is a Buddha. So when we're taking refuge in the Buddha, the first thing that the Buddha starts to, the image of the Buddha help us to have the direction. But deeper than that, the teacher is in us. We are able to teach ourselves how to live, how to manage our greed, our hate, our ignorance. The teacher should have the way, the path. So when we mention about medicine, we already know medicine is something for healing. And if we are the good pharmacist, we should know which one is appropriate for each of the patient, to give them the right prescription, to give them the right dose. Each of the medicine Buddha, we light up a candle, a light. Last year, we may have lived the life in the very negative. We have wasted our time, our youth, but now we need to light up the candle. How to live my life meaningful. But you know what? We need to be reminded daily and daily from time to time. I'm very happy to see some of our old sisters, old brothers. When they come back, that means once a while they have work, they have a lot of things to do, and they a little bit away from the practice. And one day they feel that they need it. I have a lot of brothers, lot of sisters, they came and share same thing. Since I have lot, I'm very busy. I'm not stick with the Sangha, and I can see my practice very down. So when you can stick with the Sangha, the community, give you a lot of support. And my begging is that we do in such a way that we're able to have about at least 15 minutes each day. 15 minutes, not much, compared to 23 hours we have. But this 50 minutes give us a lot of energy. Have you ever come back home from work someday with a very tiredness body and you only need 10 minutes to relax? Close your eye and sleep deep 10 minutes. After 10 minutes you wake up and you feel that you gain back enough energy. Have you ever feel in that way sometimes? And that 10 minutes is the same as 10 minutes of the practice. Practicing sitting meditation every day for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I already remind a lot for my young friends, young students. They are busy for school, for their homework, or for their job. But I still remind them, try not to miss any day that you are not practice. You should practice. Because the practicing is like your breath. Stop breathing, you die. Stop practice, you die. Learning is like your job. Working is like your job. Learning is like the water. Practice is like your breath. You can stop eating for a few days or even a month. You won't die. Okay? Working is the same. You cannot stop drinking. You need a lot of water for your body. So learning, studying is like your water. But guess what? Something more important than water is your breath. You stop breathing for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you may die. You stop practice, you die. So the practice is also very important. If we don't see how important of the practice and we don't diligently in our practice, and because we see how important is the practice, socialize with good things is one of the way. How to learn Dhamma, how to memorize the teachings easily. And this is one of my experience. Find something that you love, like a quotation or something that really touches you. When you read it, it gives you a lot of energy. Write it down. Take it somewhere that you walk around your home, and every time when you read it, you try to remember. For example, if you want to teach your children, and you find, or you ask them to sit down and you lecture them every day, sometimes still not working. But if you write something down and you leave it, around your house, and every time they look at it, they have to read it. That's their normal habit. And every time when they read it, it's a reminder. No matter how much you love each other, it's still not enough. No matter how little you hate people, it still feels a lot. Something like that. The past is history, the future is mystery, today is the gift. That's why it's called present, so enjoy it. So you can find something like that and write it down and put it somewhere around your house. So every time when you walk by, you can read it. If you walk to the back hall in front of my room door, I have the two little writing, present moment, wonderful moment, that given to Thầy years ago by one of our sisters. She has a very beautiful handwriting, and she wrote that. She gave it to me in one of the Christmas holiday. And I asked the novice to take it in my door up to this moment. So every time we forgot the present moment, we pass by the door, we see that letters, that words, and help us It's the reminder. It's a good friend. So the Buddha asks us, make friend with good things. That's the Buddha's teaching. So the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are not too far from us. As long as we learn to be very mindful, to recognize the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha surround us and within us. Learning the Dharma, practicing the Dharma, listening to the Dharma doesn't mean you listening to Dharma talk every day. But you can apply. Because you listen, that's why you remember. And because you remember, that's why you can apply into your daily life. And the more you practice, the more it gives you back your experience. So you can see the Dharma is more deep, more wide. And your insight start to increase. And remember, the insight and the knowledge, big difference. Knowledge is only something you learn and you know. But insight is based on your practice. The more you practice, the more insight you have. Because insight, you only have insight when you practice. You don't practice, you never have insight. And what you listen to me every week, what you have read in the book, is only the knowledge. It's not the insight. Some people question about Thầy because they question about me. They said that I practice Buddhism since I am 7. I ordained as a monk when I'm 15, and since then I live in a monastery. I never have a family. I know nothing about outside world. How come I can able to counseling? They say, how can Thầy ordain as at a very young and never lived in the outside world, and how can you know anything to counsel any family? And you know, how do I know about that? Because I listen every day. I listen to all of you every day. Every day I have sisters, brothers, friends. They come and they share with me their suffer, their sadness. The more I listen, the more I reflect, and the deeper I understand. And I can use their suffer, and I compare with the teachings of the Buddha, and I can find the right. I am like a pharmacist. I have learned all the prescription, and now I need them to report their sickness. So they're reporting, and I can find them the right one. Have you ever see the Chinese doctor? When the Chinese doctor give you the prescription, they need to follow 4 things. First, they need to look at you, your skin, your eyes, your tongue, your voice. And then they listen to the sound, your breath. They read your pulse. They ask your question. Do you sleep well? How is your appetite? They ask you some question. According to 3 things. They look at you. They listen to your breath. They ask your question. They can give you the prescription. That's how Chinese doctors follow. In Vietnamese and Chinese, they say, vọng, văn, vấn, thuyết. Look at you, listen to you, asking you question, and then now combine these 3 things together. They can tell you what's going on, what's wrong with your body. I remember there was a doctor in Las Vegas, and she learned that Thầy is not feeling well, so she called. She said, Thầy, tell me what's wrong with your body. She asked me all kind of questions, and according to all my report, she said, I have the prescription for you, but I need to ask you a favor. You need to stop eating tomato. You need to stop eating spinach. When you are taking this kind of medicine, some of the vegetable, you need to do not continue to use them, to eat them, to help the medication go well. And as a monk, you are also a spiritual pharmacist. And where do I learn that? Of course, from the Buddha's teaching, and of course, based on my own experience of the practice. I have a class with the monastics, young monastics, every Thursday. And I told them, when I share something with them, according to the text, according to our teachers, and also I will combine my own experience. I have how long I practice in Buddhism, and I will share with them my own experience. And what is that kind of experience? The insight. So, brothers and sisters, I don't mean to show off with you about my practice, but I want to share with you. If we do deeply practice, we will have truly happiness within us, and we willing to share the practice to the others. It's like when you are taking some of the medication, it's really work for you. You really want to share with your friends, right? Some sisters here are very kind. They have used something and that really worked for them. They always come to Thầy and try to advertise the product and ask Thầy to take it. I always appreciate all of that. So, brothers and sisters, if we see that the Dhamma, the teachings, the practice really help us, and we need to go diligently every day, because without the practice, we are unable to survive in this life with the happiness. We still survive, we still live, but our life is, very dark, very meaninglessly, and very sadness. But if we also see the beautiful, the lovely of the teachings, we love this life, and we will live our life meaningful, and we're willing to devote our time, our life to help others. And the more we help, we see people happy with what we share, and that will come back as a result, as the nutrition to nourish our path, our life. We don't need a private family, but more than that, we have a very beautiful, big family. You are my sisters. You are my brothers. You are my mom, my dad. You are my cousins. And because you are all my relatives, that's why I practice and I share. When I walk by and I see a lot of you come to the session, and I see the monastics that they are guiding you meditation, And I can see you sit with your joyfulness, you walk with your joyfulness. I also happy enough. I told the teenagers the same. In our monastery, we organized few teenager retreats a year. And every time when I see them attending the retreat, I'm really happy. I told them, how happy am I when I see them in the practice. But my rule is very simple. When it is time for you to play, then play. When it's time for you to practice, then you have to practice. Why I said that to them? Because I want them to learn this since they are young. You have to be very clear what to do, when to do what, and what to do. And if you choose as your way, then wholeheartedly do it. I told them, folding your blanket is a practice. Every morning when after you wake up and you do not know how to fold your blankets, unacceptable. Because a small thing like folding your blanket, you're unable to do it, then what can you do? You learn how to fold it nice and neat. You learn organize your bed. You learn organize small things first, and then you can organize your life in the future. If you walk upstairs, either three ways, to the front, the left or the right entrance. Look at the slippers and you can see, are they mindful or not? A mindful practitioner, a mindful manner of a practitioner is always put their shoes, their slippers, nice and neat. After you finish, take your slipper, put on the shelf, take your shoes down. Small things like that. So you also can apply and teach your children. They learn the Dharma since they are young, but without any name of the Dharma. But they are really practicing the Dharma. You don't need to tell them, oh, this is the Dharma. Dharma is very flexible. Dharma can manifest in many ways. For example, I teach them how to put the dishes into the drawer properly. The biggest underneath. The bigger on the top and the smallest on the top. Organized. So that's life. That's life. You can see the Dharma since they're taking all the dishes into the drawer. Without any name, this is the Dharma, but they are really practice the Dharma. And if they can put everything together nice and neat, they are how to organize a Sangha. Sangha building. They know how to put everything back nice and neat. You know how to put each of the Sangha into their proper situation, position. I remember one of the young monastics asked Thầy, can I become a mechanic? He asked me that. I said, why not? He said, really? Don't you expect a monastic? We have to be an engineer, a doctor, a nurse or something. I said, no, because the temple have a lot of cars and we need someone to be fixed. Because to me, as long as they know we need to cultivate their true talent and give them the right situation. I know some in my students, each of them have a different way of talent. I give them the right job for them. But of course, they learn from each other. Same things. Same thing. You can apply this kind of teachings into your daily life, with your children, with your family. Then you can see the Dharma available beautifully, manifest beautifully, without any name, called Dharma, called Sangha, called Buddha. But the manifestation of the Buddha, of the Dharma and the Sangha beautifully in every corner of your house, in every corner of life. Last week, one of the youngest novices swept the floor. And he just swept the stairway, and he did not close the door and sweep all the dust that's behind the door. I saw that, and I called him back, and I teach him how to sweep the stairways. And I remember, I told him, remember, after all the dust came to the floor, you make sure you close the door and take all the dust behind the door. And I teach him how to use the dustpan and how to use the broom properly. Same thing. A lot of things still hiding behind. And sometimes we never know, unless we face the situation and we can see how we are. We still have a lot of angry. We still have a lot of hot temper. Sometimes look at ourselves and look like we are very calm, we are very relaxed. But facing with the situation, and we can see our true nature, our true face. In Buddhism, we call our real face. Real face means our true nature, how we are. And there is nothing sad, nothing bad that we can realize the negatives in us. Because when we can realize the negatives, we can find the right way to help our negatives. The same, there is nothing sad that we find out the sickness for our body. Because when we realize we are sick, we can find the true treatment for the body. Brothers and sisters, first of all, before we finish, I would like to welcome you to our weekly meditation session, and thank you for your attention, your presence. Always give us a lot of energy, a lot of joyful, and a lot of happiness. May the Buddha support us. May the Dharma protect us. May the Sangha also protect and support us. May you all be well day and night. And thank you for your listening. Shall we sing a song? We didn't sing a song. We did not sing for a long time. Can we sing a song? What is the song? I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived. I am home. In the here and in the now, I have am solid, I am free. I am solid, I am free. In the ultimate I drown. In the ultimate I drown. I have arrived, I am home. In the here and in the now. I have arrived, I am home. In the here and in the now. I am solid, I am free. I am solid, I am free. In the ultimate I drown. In the ultimate I drown. Please enjoy your mindful breathing along with the 3 sounds of the bell.